What's up, Stampers? It is Amy Rich, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here with you in the basement studio, which is a little bit chilly today. I have flip-flops on. My toes are a little bit cold. My fingers are a little bit chilly. We love the basement studio for this reason, except when it's also when we've turned the heat off already. And it gets a little bit dicey, but that's okay. We're going to warm up with a little bit of stamping today, and a lot of fun with this grad card idea. When we give grad cards in our family, it always includes some sort of monetary gift. And I am guessing many of you are the same way. You like to give monetary gifts for graduation, for the grad to use as they see fit. And it's always fun to have a new idea with new products to create, because, okay, a lot of times I'll make the same card every year. It's like, I really like this design. It's easy to put together. But other times I'm like, you know what? I need something just a little bit refreshed. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to refresh a card. Actually, we're going to kind of start from scratch on this one. I love the new Balloon Festoon Bundle. And perhaps you do too. It is unbelievable when you open that package for the first time and see the size of the balloons in there. So I'm going to take you through that experience as we get ready to create. But I also want to show you a couple things in the catalog so that you can kind of see where I'm working from today, and some products that you may not have thought of to put with your grad card. So we're going to get busy on a Thursday afternoon, which we don't typically do. Thursday afternoons are usually some very much needed work time for me, but here we are. We are creating together today, and that's all good too, because it's a fun card. And I've missed you. It's been since Saturday since I've gotten to see you, or you to see me, or whatever. Both. So I'm going to flip the camera, and then we're going to talk about some of that new product. I have the online exclusives flyer here, and this is a product list of new online exclusives. If you don't have this, you can head over to the catalog kickoff group. If you are in that group, you can find it in the files section there, or you can contact me and I will send that to you through Messenger or email. So contact me via chat or via the Messenger, and I can get this to you. It's a shortish one this time with the Silly Old Bear Sweet collection and the parts and pieces of that, as well as the Ouch bundle, which is super cute. I've got a couple of cute swaps with that one. And then the Splash and Relax bundle, which is probably my favorite thing that I have not purchased yet in the new May release. So there are some great new stamps as well, and you can see those at the bottom here. Let's see. Yeah, these are all part of bundles or suites, and that's it. I was flipping the page thinking there was more, and there's not. So, excuse me. I did want to mention that in case you haven't seen that flyer and would like to have it, I can get that to you. For those of you who have your catalog, we can take a peek at what's in here together. And we're going to go to, and I'm sorry I didn't have it marked. This is my MO. I get here and I'm like, oh yeah. We're going to head to page 26 to the beautiful Scenic Coast Suite collection. And I'm going to point out the Sunset Shimmer Vellum right here, because I am using this piece right here, the clear piece. If you want to take, oh, and the Sunset Sparkle Sequins, I'm using those as well. And if we want a little bit closer peek, we can go to the back, and it's still not a great peek because we are down here with a little snippet of those papers in Balmy Blue, Barely Blush, and then just an iridescent, they call it. So we're going to use the iridescent in our grad card today, and it's going to be fabulous. The other thing I wanted to note were the sequins, which are in the embellishments, which I think maybe comes before the paper. Maybe not. Okay. I was way off on that. I don't know my catalog yet. Clearly, I thought it was before. All right. I lied. I'd have to look it up. Embellishment, Sunset Sparkle Sequins, page 72. All right. So you can find those right here. We're going to use those today as well. And the other product that I want to point out to you that is kind of the star of this little program here today is the Balloon Festoon Bundle. So you can find that here on page 39 at the bottom. And we're going to use a couple of the stamps from the stamp set and then some of the balloons there. So I told you when I opened the package for the first time, it was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. And so I am going to open that for you like I opened it a couple of months ago. And this is super fun. So you open this up and go, holy smack, look at the size of these balloons. This, some people might think is only for scrapbooking. And to me, that is not the case. To me, you can put these on a card as well, but you're not going to fit the whole thing on there. Or you can put the balloon off the edge of the fold so that you can have a fun balloon opened a card that you can open. And so there are a couple of options for that big one in regards to card making. I've used, let's see, I think I've used these two sizes, the second and third smallest size for my card today. And I've cut them out of a couple different things. I've also cut out some of these. These are for light hitting your balloon. It's supposed to emulate that look. And then these are the balloon strings that you can add as well. So I've got a little of everything here. And of course, we're going to incorporate the stamp set a little bit as well. We're going to start with the stamp set. I'm going to bring out 2 pieces of basic white cardstock. I will have a blog post on this, so you can check out sizing and everything there. We are making a slimline card. Hi, everybody. Oh, it's nice that I have a couple people popping on to say hello. I appreciate you. Joan, I didn't see your comment because nothing is coming up on my computer, and it makes me so sad when that happens. I'm just going to do an overall, even though I'm not going to stamp on the whole thing, use my embossing buddy. We have an embossing set that comes together that includes this. It includes a reverse tweezers, which I love for lots of different things, but especially when I have something small that I am embossing, it helps me grab that without burning my fingers. And it also comes with this amazing powder tray. And so there are different options there for my embossing needs that all come together in a pack. All right, so what we're going to start with is just some stars. And there's a stamp in the stamp set where you can do some stars. I'm going to, on one of them, I'm going to stamp couple sets of stars more towards the top. And then on the other, I'm actually going to go down here a little bit, closer to the bottom. I'll do a couple sets there. Okay, then I'm going to bring in we used to call these powder pals, I think, back in the day. That's what they were called, I believe. And now I'm going to add and hi. Oh, people are saying hello, and I don't get to see that very well. Hi, great to have you. I have my older embossing powder yet, so I don't have the new Wow embossing powder that we have, but I have the older stuff that is, I mean, as you know, we accumulate products. For shame, but it's true, we do. And that is still amazing to I'm a horrendous video feed here, so please allow me to apologize. I'm not sure if it's the cloudy weather here or what, but hopefully the replay is clear as can be. We'll see how that pans out. But did you see how that embossing buddy just works so that that powder only stays where you've stamped? I love that, and it's I often forget to use it, and then it gets me into trouble sometimes. The other thing that I like to grab when I'm embossing, and if it wasn't so glary on camera, which I need to use my new grid paper, I would have this out all the time when I'm on camera, but it is my glass. What I love here is that I get to emboss right on here with my heat gun, my heat tool. I always call it a gun. I don't know why. Anyone else? Anyone else call it a heat gun? Hi, Julie. Great to have you, my friend, as always. Okay, in the basement studio where it's cold, we got a heater up. You can emboss from the front or the back. I typically do the front just because I can see things better. So this balloon festoon is great for birthdays. But I thought, how fun to do a little something for graduation. We've got lots of graduations going on right now. It's that time of year. And I started thinking it might have been a little bit late for this card. I should have maybe done it a couple of weeks ago, right when the catalog went live, but that's okay. Better late than never. And if you don't have graduations this year, or it's too late for you, this is a great idea for next year as well. So this piece of basic white, or these pieces, measure 3 3/8 by 8 3/8. And then we're going to bring in our basic black cardstock. So I have this, which measures 8.5 by 8.5, and it is scored at, if you go from this direction, it's scored at 3.5 and 7, because when we're all said and done, it's going to be a slimline card that fits into a number 9 or number 10 envelope. I think it fits in both. So it's a business letter envelope that you can use this for. And you can see that I have folded on those score lines. But before I put this together, I need to bring in my circle punch, because we're going to add just a little tab here for to be able to grab that cash out of our card. All right, so we've got that, and now we're going to adhere this closed with, hopefully my liquid glue is liquiding. Technology, we tune into to Stampin' Net here. we just have a lot of fun going on. All right, so then we're going to adhere that shut. I'm just going to hold it down for a little bit so that we know that it has taken hold. So now you can see the little spot where you can put your cash. And I would suggest using a bone folder to tighten up that crease, which I have in my little box of goodies over here. Tighten up the crease. And we're going to, I'm going to tighten up the scale. We got our here, and this is the inside card. And I decided to do a double sentiment here. So we're going to use a new basic hybrid pad. So we're going to get that inked up. And if you haven't used the hybrid pad, it's a really good idea to test out the pad before you use it for the first time for real, because you just don't know for sure the right touch and all of that. So that's my tip of the day for that. And then we're going to do hip hip hooray. Is that okay for grad, or is that too kid-like? I don't know. I'm going for it. I thought hip hip hooray would be cute. That'll help ink attach itself properly to the paper. And then, what was I going to say? It does take a little bit longer to dry. So I am going to just kind of let that dry for now. And I'm going to bring in my balloons. So I've got a couple three different colors of balloons. We have the iridescent vellum, which I talked about when we first came on live, and I will chat about that again shortly. And then we've got the silver foil, and then we've got black. And I thought all of these together are going to look super amazingly cool. So again, that shimmer vellum is here, Sunset Shimmer Vellum in Balmy Blue, Barely Blush, and then Iridescent, which is the one we are using. So let me bring each one out so you can see what it's like. It is, hopefully you can see on camera how shimmery that is. It is gorgeous. And it is only shimmery on one side. So keep that in mind. If you flip to the other side, it's going to be dull. So the shimmer is on just the one side. Isn't that, oh my goodness. And on camera, it certainly does not do it justice. We definitely need to see this in person. It comes with, I believe it's 2 sheets of each in the 12 by 12 pack. I have this cut to 6 by 12 to get it through the machine. So that is that. Next up, we're going to start adhering our balloons, and I'm just going to play around with how I want this all to come together. So remember how at the beginning I said you don't have to fit your balloon on the paper. And oh, that's a good point, Joan. Joan says teens don't care about the hip hip hooray because all they want is money. I love that. And you're absolutely right. So I'm going to just add these here, never minding that some of them are going off the edge. That is beside the point. We are just fine with that. And I think I want something like this. Okay. So this tells me I'm going to start by gluing this one down first because it's under everything. So I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to show you a little tip for glue on vellum. And I got to find my tool here that I have already covered and lost. Does this happen like every time we're together? I feel like it does. Okay, so I'm going to put glue right over here on my glass mat studio. This is a great use for this. And I also have to say, right next to me is my silicone craft sheet, so you could use that too. I've chosen, since I had my my glass mat studio out, I decided that's the way I was going to go. But I'm just going to use, you see I have a sponge dauber just for glue. I don't know if you can see that. I wrote glue on there. And I'm just going to get glue on the whole back. That way, using the adhesive is both the same. Okay, so we're going to see how it curls. We got to tuck that under. And I think we're going to go with it right there. And look at how well that just adheres down like that. I think it is such a great way to adhere vellum. We're going to do the black one next. And for this one, Stampin' Seal. In my bag of tricks. I don't see any. All right, so back to the liquid glue. It's fine. It's fine. Now, there we go. All right. So I like the section. All right, we're gonna add that. Don't you love these colors together? I think it's, I love the little bit of shimmer. I love the little bit of silver. It is fabulous. And we're gonna add the next black one. Oh, I probably didn't want it all the way up there, but the good thing about the Glass Mat Studio is that it can get glue on it and you can wipe it off. All right. So far, then we're going to add this one next. We're going to go all the way up to the corner. So for this one now, I'm going to add the glue the same way. So let me get some more glue here up in the corner. Can you see that? Yeah, I guess you can. We're going to add that the same way, keeping in mind I don't really need it all the way over to the left. So we'll just get that glue on here. Does anybody else adhere glue like this to vellum? Just out of curiosity. It seems like a pretty simple solution to the age-old glue issue. All right, so we'll add that shimmer vellum. Look at how pretty. Oh, it's so much. It is so pretty. And then we're going to add, finally, we'll add in our silver balloon. And you could do a couple things here. You could, what was I going to say? You could pop it up if you wanted to, or just leave it the way it is. And that's the choice that I'm going to make for this. Just gonna leave it as is. Now the other thing we're gonna talk about, I don't really want, yeah, let's go over here a little bit more. You can see that it cuts these two strings. One is a little bit shorter, one's a little bit longer, and they are cut together. So it is easy to get a couple out just like that. And what I would like to do is I would like to add strings to the balloons that are visible here, but I want to trim them off so they don't impede. So so they don't get in the way of the stars. So I'm going to cut that down a little bit. That I used this extra glue to just dip them in. Ooh, that one's really silvery. Fun. So fun. Silver, double silver. I'm really sad about the internet situation here, and I am so sorry for the glitchiness. And for those of you who have hung in there, thank you. I appreciate you. I cannot, yeah, it's not going smoothly at all on my end. So hopefully on your end, that's more here. This one can be really short. All right, so we'll just add a little bit of glue to the back. And we'll add that to our balloons. One more. How is everybody doing? What are you doing this holiday weekend? I would love to hear your plans. We are laying low. We have a wedding Saturday, and then kind of laying low the rest of the time, which is music to my little ears. I'm glad you like it so far. Yay. Okay, so I just simply added shorter strings there so that it didn't get down into my, and I'll flip it over and trim this off. Yeah, so every morning together right here in the studio. A lot of times I'll say I'll be on location, not this like quite low. I have months of catch up to do in the studio. I have oh gosh, months of catch up to do upstairs as well. So it's never but I all get done. Does anybody else do that to themselves? Have too high of expectations? No, Facebook is being very bad to me today. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. But look at the shimmer on that vellum. We are loving it. Joan, love it very much. Okay, for those of you just popping in, we've created a little slimline card here as a money holder. And we're going to add this to the inside. And I'm reverting to liquid glue because my my Stampin' Seal stayed upstairs, and I have several of them, and I think that's where they all are. So that's bad. Get them in the studio, AIM. I'd much rather use Stampin' Seal on this part, but you know, we just make do with what we got. Okay, so we've got our inside all done. Too much, some say. And then on the back of the front piece, we will add some glue as well. And we'll pop that on the front. And then we talked at the beginning about having these little pieces to show off the light, but I've decided not to use them because of the overlaying. I'm just going to let it be as is because I just think adding those, well, maybe on the front one there, and maybe on that one up there. Okay, I will. You convinced me. I convinced me. Oh, good stuff. So we're pretending the light is hitting it right there, and I've got the shimmer vellum one there. And for the shimmer vellum one, I'm going to use a regular vellum for my light. Oh, that's the wrong direction. Aim. They do face different directions, so make sure you grab. Vellum, everything is good. So, gotta take care of those things. Everything's sticky at this point. Oh, and I just got my sweater fuzz on there. I might have to fix that one. Might have to fix it, but I'll leave it on there for right now. Okay, so there's that. And then one more thing. We have these amazing sunset sparkle sequins, and we're going to add a few of those. I have a pack that's open, and these ones right here kind of go with that iridescent look. So we're gonna add a few of those, so that we've got a little glitz and glimmer on there as well. Ooh, fun! Such a fun card. I am loving how it turned out. All right, so there we go. A grad card made with Balloon Festoon. A little bit of overkill for that. So I love the colors as well. That shimmer vellum, I tell you, it's a lot of fun to play with. All right, just a couple of things. I'm going to flip the camera back, and hopefully Facebook is flipped. Everything is slow, so I look like I'm in slow-mo. I just want to talk a couple things about upcoming classes. I've got a one-sheet wonder and a something out of the ordinary and a mini album class coming your way, and I will show you all the samples next week. Well, not all of them, but you know, I hate to give away everything, but we're going to do a little chat about that next week, so you can have a couple days to register yet, because registration ends on June 1st. So you're going to want to it's been, yeah, you know. So for those virtual classes, you're welcome to come. You get my full attention if you come live, and it's a lot of fun. Not all of the classes are given live, but for those that are, you can come live or watch later, just like you do here on Facebook. So thank you for joining me today for this really cool card, and I will see you again on Saturday morning for a simple stamp together. Have a great day, my friends. Stay warm if it's chilly where you are. Stay cool if it's hot. I like it in between. All right, take care, my friends.